There he is.
Hey, hello.
Vivek, man, there's so much to get to, buddy.
There's a lot, I'm sure.
Oh my God. I got to start with, did you see it coming at all, man? Be honest.
Absolutely not. When I woke up that morning and I woke knowing that, I'm safe this week, fully comfortable, and then the boardroom opens up. Yeah, I'm feeling nervous. I'm feeling this could be a tricky situation. But when Spicy V won that power veto, I felt comfortable still. And then soon as I saw people having their conversations with her and cutting me off from having a conversation, that's when I knew I was in a trouble situation. So,
Because you look pretty shocked, and I was like, oh, here we go.
yeah, no, the even now I'm still shocked. But it's crazy amount of emotions: shocked, confused, love, sadness. It's all there.
Like in a game like this, obviously you have to put your trust in a certain amount of people or a certain crew of people, and you figure, all right, I'm
Yeah,
gonna roll the dice and see what happens. And this is like the worst dice roll you could have asked for.
this is definitely the worst. In my mind, I really wanted to make sure Dennis was the guy that I would go far in this game with, but I quickly realized that the whole house was going against him. That if I didn't win that HOH, I would be on that block with him. And if next week, I would still be on the block with him. And that to me is not a good way to play the game. I need numbers in this game. So I had to put the trust where I didn't want to, even though I felt I was being manipulated, I had to put that trust into Spicy, Kayla, and Anthony.
He was your boy, like
I love that guy with all my heart. I still do. I'm gonna keep reaching out to him, telling him that I love him and I'm sorry. Trust me. But at the same time, it was the game move where it's like, how can I get further? You need those numbers. How can I get further? Knowing what I know now that, yeah, even if I did that after I let go of that person close to me, it still didn't make them feel comfortable and they stabbed me in the back and sent me home. Of course, I regret that decision. And I would have now put Spicy V and Anthony on the block.
do you think you two will be able to make amends outside this house?
I'm going to make it happen.
Okay.
100%. I'm going to reach out to him every single day until he responds. And I will make sure our friendship lasts.
What is that first conversation going to sound like, you think, post game? Like, what would you like it to sound like?
I would like to be able to tell him everything that was going on in my mind when I made that decision. I had to be vague. I fully couldn't explain to him what was going on with that alliance or how the other house gets felt about him. But now it's really giving him my perspective of the game when I did that move. I had to be very vague with him because I didn't want to expose where I was working with.
Why do you think that crew of people needed you to leave the house last night? Why you? Why did they need you to, in your mind?
I think at the end of the day, there's two people that are completely running this game. There's no questions about it. It's Spicy V and Anthony. Every single person in the house feels comfortable with them, and every single person almost wants to take them to the final two. Um, Whatever they want pretty much happens. And for some reason, Spicy V, even after I didn't put her on the block, even though I sent my closest ally home for her, she still put me on the block and she wanted it to happen. She could have just kept the veto off. She didn't have to use it. She decides to use it. And I think Anthony and Spicy V are really close and they must be working together because the signs are there. The fact that she called Anthony after Tola and Todd talked to her, the fact that she calls him back purposely, that shows you that they're so close and both of them saw me not good for their game. Anthony probably saw that I've had my name in his mouth, and Spicy that she put me up once that I'm going to be coming after them. But that's probably the main reason.
This whole executive veto and chain of rejection, like I'm watching the show and fans are watching this like with the anxiety, like watching it play out. I can't imagine what it's like with y'all around that table,
Oh,
and all of a sudden it's like, what the heck is this? Oh, this is about to go down, and then live reading who you voted for in front of that. I mean, that's great TV, but wild, man.
wild. Like my heart was beating out of my chest. My eyes are open. It is something that I can't even put into words. The amount of anxiety and the amount of second guessing everything, going through scenarios in your head. It's crazy.
Have you wanted to play this game for a long time? Like, have you been a fan for quite some time, or
I've been a fan of this show since I was 15, since season one. I've watched it all my life. This was my third time trying, and I finally made it. But yeah, every single season, and I love this show so much. I started watching other Big Brothers around the world, but I'm a big super fan, and I wanted this is my dream country. Even though I'm outside the game, I love this show so much, and I wish nothing but the best for the other house guests, and I wish them well.
Okay, so strictly talking game, since you're, I'm gonna say super fan of the game, give us a few seconds on each of these names I'm about to throw your way. So think about it for a second. I want to know
Yeah.
gameplay, strictly talking game, thoughts on
Yeah.
Elijah, Spicy V, Anthony, and Kayla. Those four in particular. Elijah first, gameplay.
Right now, Elijah, he is not really close with anybody. He made a big target of himself on his HOH. The whole house is gunning for him, and a lot of people trust him, unfortunately. Not a good gameplay buddy on your HOH. Anthony and Spicy V is pretty much the same thing. They are so experienced in this game. They know how to play it, and they're running the show right now. Both of them are in really good spots in the house. Everybody's too afraid to even take shots. And even if they do, they doubt they have the numbers to get them out, which is crazy. And then the last one, sorry,
Kayla.
remind me, Kayla. Kayla is in. She's playing good. She's really good with the girls. She has Bailey under her wing, and Spicy V really trusts her. But at the same time, she doesn't have that trust with the guys. And I feel like there was a crack in that power veto when she didn't pick Anthony and she picked Spicy V over him. So there might be some hits about to happen on the guy side from Kayla or the girls.
Are you surprised in particular that players such as, let's say, Tola and Bailey are still in this game and you're talking to me here? Like, how does that, as a player, how does that go through your head, man?
The fact that as much I love him as a person, of course, I love Meech, but the fact that Bailey has survived the block 3 times now, it is wild to me. That girl is somehow has like 9 lives. She is staying in there, which I respect a lot, but at the same time, there must be a reason. She must be really close with the girls for her to be still staying safe this long. In terms of Tola, wow. That guy I still believe should have left instead of me. He is 100% coming after all the girls, and they somehow still believe that he isn't. And he's a big competitor. They made a big wrong move this week, so they're going to reap it next week.
You're gonna be like us with the big popcorn watching as the season goes on, like what's gonna happen now, you know?
Without a doubt, I'm going to get the popcorn. I'm going to sit back, lean the couch. It's, yeah, 100%.
This next one's a two-parter. Why do you think Lexus didn't use the POV, and why did Spicy use the
Mm.
executive veto? So why did Lexus say, and Spicy was like, yeah, we're doing this.
For mine, I think Lexus didn't want to use that POV because Spicy got in her ear and said her not to. And then also the fact that there was doubt in her heads. If it does get used, Elijah might put up Matthew. So for those 2 reasons, I think she was too afraid and she said, no, these are numbers for me. And it's not a good move because she at the back of her head was also thinking that Bailey might go up, which is a good number for them to have because they fully control her. In terms of Spicy V using it, that was a complete shock to me that Spicy used the executive veto. I didn't expect her to. But she 100% knew what she was doing in terms of using it on Todd. She knew that Todd was going to replace me as a replacement nominee because I just had him sit down for not getting the executive power veto. And I've been coming after his closest ally, Bailey, since the blow up. So she knew what she was doing. And I hope she knows that that was a bad move for her game because Tola is still around and I guarantee he's coming after her.
Vivek, is there anything you want to say to fans of the show who A, were rooting for you this season, or B, kind of going, what is this guy doing? The floor is yours. To
All
fans.
I, all I have to say to my fans, thank you so much for the support that you might have given me. Can't wait to see all your comments and messages. At the same time, I know that deep down inside, all I wanted was Dennis, me for him to go to the end, but I couldn't do it with the numbers that I seen and the whole house against us. I made this logical decision, but trust me, knowing what I know now, that I was going to go out regardless, I would have never made that move. I would have just stuck with Dennis and gone to the end. And if we went out, we went out. At least we tried.
Final question. Who do you want to win the game and who will win the game, whether you want them to or not?
I think Matthew, I want to win, or Tola as well, because Matthew, he's got such a great heart. And as soon as I came into the game, he spoke my language to me. And even when he was a victim, he said, love you in my language, which is just, oh. And then Tola, because he's an immigrant just like me, which I respect so much. I know he's been through the struggle, so nothing but respect for him. And then who I think is actually going to win the game is going, can I get two? I'm going to say
Sure.
Spicy and Anthony. Both of them are running this game like crazy. Everybody's scared to put them on the block, and they're just going to coast unless someone takes a shot at them.
Vivek, thanks so much for taking the time to chat with us today. Obviously, huge fans of the show, and what a ride getting to be on Big Brother Canada, man. So you'll be able to take that away from this for sure.
Absolutely. Gonna remember this for the rest of my life. Thank you so much, Ira.